بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. I'm Dr. Issam Ghannam. I'm a physician and a psychiatrist, and I've also been trained as an Imam. And I have been working in psychiatry for 33 years in Britain, and so a lot of cases. So I thought I'll probably address this complicated issue. Can one be a gay or a lesbian in Islam and be rewarded? Now, we have to understand what Islam look into the body. So, according to Allah Azza wa Jal, we are body and spirit. The body is either a male or a female, and I don't want to discuss the genetic diseases. The spirit has no gender, but addressed as a single inanimate object. In the Quran, Allah Azza wa Jal said, when He created Adam in paradise, He said, when I have fashioned him, and here He addressed him being a body as a male in due proportion, and breathe into him my spirit, fall you down in obedience into him, sujood, make sujood to Adam, after the spirit blown into him. So in Islam, there is something called spirit, ruh, spirit, which is blown into the body. In the case of Adam, Allah blown the spirit into him in Jannah. In the case of us, all the human, an angel come with the spirit and blew it in the body of the fetus when he is 120 days old, according to the teaching of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So here Allah said, they will ask you about the ruh, the spirit. Say, the ruh is my Lord's affair, and you have only been given a little knowledge. So our knowledge about the spirits, either very little or none, but we have been given knowledge about other things. Now, when the spirit enters the body, the name of the spirit changes into soul. Ruh become nafs. And Allah Azza wa Jal addressed the nafs as a female. And here in the ayah in Surah An-Nisa, O mankind, reverence your guardian Lord, who created you from a single soul and created of like nature its mate. So address it as a female, single female, nafsin wahida. While you could be a male, you could be a female, but the soul itself has no gender. And when the soul leaves the body, also addressed by Allah Azza wa Jal, O she soul, nafs, in rest and satisfaction, come back to your Lord, well pleased and well pleasing into Him. And this in Surah Al-Fajr. So He addressed it as female, while a person could be a man dying, could be a woman dying, but the soul is addressed as female. Al-Mutma'inna, Nafs al-Mutma'inna, with the ta'anith here, the ta' here, to acknowledge it's a female. And irji'i, not irji', they are here because it's a female. Again, radiyatan mardiyah. Again, it's a female. The soul addressed as female. Once it leaves the body, the name comes back to it as being ruh or spirit. Then Allah Azza wa Jal said, فَإِذَا سَوَّيْتُهُ, when He was addressing the body, Adam, He addressed the body as him because he has a male body. So what decides whether you are a male or a female is your genitals, according to the Quran. So you could be a male and get attracted sexually to a male, or you could be a female and get attracted sexually to a female. What makes a person attracted to the same sex? Now, I have seen so many cases in my life as a psychiatrist, and I know that some people don't like to address it this way because there is a special understanding in the West about homosexuality and lesbian, and they like to say it is built in with the genes. Now, the difficulty in Islam, there is a spirit, have no gender, and there's a body which is genetically binding. So if you have XY, you are a male. If you are XX, you are a female. But from asking a variety of people, not necessarily mentally ill, but they have some social problems and some marital problems and some emotional problems, I divided them or classified them under 4 headings, which I came across. Probably other people have different experience. One, if a child is demoralized and oppressed by the opposite sex, as a child, he will hate the opposite sex. So if a father demoralizes his daughter, the daughter will grow up hating males. If a son demoralized and oppressed and tortured by his mother, he will grow up hating females. If he is subjected to sex abuse as a child, recurrent one, and sometimes he start feeling it's the norm and start having tendency towards the same gender, or could be identified by other in schools or colleges, or being feminine in look, and they might say to the boy, you are a gay, and keep stressing this until the person start having feeling that he's a gay and he's attracted to girls, or vice versa. And the fourth reason I discovered is the recurrent boys to boys and girls to girls nakedness. They get undressed and they get attracted to the opposite sex easily, or combination of the 4, or there's other factors which deserve to be studied. It's not easy to come to somebody and say, oh, you have been exposed to this and that will change you, because you cannot make changes to a person by forcing him to behave in a way different to what he feels, and we're not expected to force him. So, but when it comes to Islam, if he identifies himself as being male or a female, or attracted to males or attracted to females, there's rules in the Quran that if a female practices sex with a female, it's considered fahisha in the Quran. And if a male practices sex with a male, is also considered a fahisha in Islam. But if he refrains from practicing, he will be rewarded. So in Islam, it's equalized to fornication and adultery. So fornication and adultery is zina, is called fahisha, and the act of sadum, homosexuality practices, called also fahisha. And this is why the Muslim scholar consider it the same sin. It's like the same coin, but 2 different faces, but exactly the same sin in the Quran and in the Hadith. Now, if you practice, if you don't practice, it's not a sin, because you didn't practice any. It's like if somebody likes to drink alcohol and he refrains from drinking alcohol, he will be rewarded. So, zina, if somebody sleep with a male or a female who is not married to, and the same considered zina is practicing sex with the same gender. Now, if you refrain from something you like or something you feel you are, so you feel that you are you are attracted to males, or you are a male in the body of a female, or vice versa. But according to Allah Azza wa Jalla in the Quran, you shouldn't practice. If you practice, it's a sin. If you refrain from practicing, although you like it, you will be rewarded. Like the one who is expected not to drink alcohol. If he refrains from drinking alcohol, although he likes it, he will be rewarded. If he refrains from taking drugs, he will be rewarded. If he refrains to smoke, because smoke kills, so he's refraining from killing himself slowly or instantly, suicide, he will be rewarded. If he refrains from zina, whether it's adultery, fornication, or practicing with the same gender, or have bisexual feeling, or want to change sex, vice versa. If he refrain because Allah said haram, he will be rewarded by God, by Allah Azza wa Jal. If he refrain from stealing, from lying, from eating pork, because it's rewarded in the Quran. So if you are a Muslim and you have that tendency or that feeling, and you refrain from practicing, you will be rewarded like the one who likes to drink alcohol, but he refrain. He likes to have a girlfriend or mistress, and he refrain. He will be rewarded. Many of us like to do things which Allah forbidden, but we refrain from doing it. The Prophet ﷺ said that Jannah, paradise, surrounded by things we don't like waking in the morning and making wudu, doing Fajr Salah, or fasting Ramadan, or giving 2.5% of your wealth to the poor. People don't like to do it, but if they do it, they will be rewarded for that, but it's not something you like. And hellfire surrounded by temptations, things people like to do, like taking somebody's money, like taking somebody's wife, like drinking alcohol, eating pork, stealing, killing. Hopefully nobody like killing, but if he likes to do the haram and he refrain from doing it because God forbidden it, he will be rewarded. And the hadith here of the Prophet ﷺ, that Allah, the glorious God, he said, whenever my slave intend to do good but he doesn't do it, I write one good act for him as if he's done it. So he'll be rewarded as if he's done it, because if his intention was good, he couldn't do the good because he became ill, or somebody stopped him, or he went to give money and he lost the money on the way, or something like this. But if he puts it into practice and he succeeds in doing the good, I wrote for him 10 to 700 good deeds in favor of him. When he intends to commit an evil act but doesn't actually do it, I do not record it for him. Although his intention was bad, I don't record it. If he refrains from doing it because he wants to please Allah Azza wa Jal, there's another narration, Allah will reward him. Like if somebody wants to go to rob a bank, and he goes there and he finds the police standing there, and so he couldn't rob the bank, he wouldn't be rewarded, but he wouldn't be punished. But if he robs the bank, Allah will punish him. But if he does it, I write only one evil act, and this is Sahih Muslim. So in summary, in Islam, whether you have genuine feeling that you are attracted to the same sex or not, whether you feel that you are in the wrong body or not, whether you feel you need to change your gender or not, and you refrain from doing it because Allah banned it in the Quran, you will be rewarded. So you could be gay or lesbian, but you are rewarded before not practicing. You could be somebody who like to womanize, who like to gamble, who like to tell lies. God forbid. The worst one is telling lie, because telling lie is a sign of not believing in the signs of Allah, that Allah observing you. So I hope that I addressed the issue good enough. You can always write to me if you have question or you have a query. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم الحمد لله رب العالمين.